Hey everyone, so thanks for joining me on my product presentation of this beautiful 2022 Mazda CX-5 Turbo. This is Mazda's best-selling vehicle and their entrance in the compact SUV segment, which is very competitive. To give you a little bit of context, this competes with the Honda CR-V, the Toyota RAV4, and the Subaru Forester. Now, what sets the Mazda CX-5 apart is, of course, going to be its beautiful styling and its driving experience. Starting with the styling, we're going to talk a little bit about the Kodo design language. Now, that actually came out when the Mazda CX-5 was introduced in 2013. So it's been around a little while, and this is the current interpretation of it. Now, the Kodo design embodies sophisticated and understated elegance and craftsmanship, right? Now, these vehicles are literally sculpted by hand. That's why they have such organic and beautiful flowing lines. Mazda actually uses more clay than any other manufacturer when they're designing these things. They want to give the sculptors and the designers as much freedom as possible without feeling constrained or held back by limitations of, digital software. Now, also, we talk about the driving experience. This thing is available with quite a bit of power for what it is. It is the 2.5, this is the turbo, like I said. Now that's the 2.5 liter inline 4-cylinder engine. If you run this on 93 octane, it has 256 horsepower and a very impressive 320 pound-feet of torque. And it's all available immediately because of the dynamic pressure turbo. Normally with heavily boosted engines, you might run into turbo lag. That's when you step on the accelerator, not a lot happens, and then you get this rush of power. Not with this thing. This has dynamic pressure turbo. What that basically means, well, let me put it in layman's perspective. You know how when you hold your thumb over a garden hose and it shoots farther? That's basically the same principle that's applied to getting the turbo spooled up faster, and that reduces lag. So when you hit the accelerator, this thing is ready to go. And even the base engine has plenty of power. It's still a very smooth 2.5 liter 4-cylinder engine with 187 horsepower and 186 pound-feet of torque, which is very segment competitive. Another great thing about the driving experience of this vehicle is it doesn't have a CVT. Mazda develops all of their transmissions in-house. They do not buy them from anybody. That's how you get such a great connection when you're driving the vehicle, and you'll feel that on the road as well. None of that CVT slushness. You get that direct drive feeling. It's an aggressively locking up torque converter. So again, you don't get that slushy feeling. You get the response that you expect from a fun to drive vehicle, and especially in a Mazda. So let's talk a little bit more about the design while we're up here. We're going to start with the headlights. That's the eyes or the face. The eyes of the face, as I like to call it sometimes. Now these are the top of the line headlights that are in the turbo with the auto leveling and the signature LED lighting. We're going to take a little bit of a look at that right now. I'm just going to unlock it for you here. Now we can check out the LED signature there. Again, these are full LED headlights. They also have AFS, which is adaptive front lighting, so they will bend around corners so you can see easier at night. They have auto high beams, so you're not constantly flicking them on and off manually, which is really annoying. While we're up front, we'll also talk about some of the safety and convenience features of the CX-5. We have the iActive suite of advanced driver safety technology, starting with the smart brake support and the advanced smart city brake support with pedestrian detection both daytime and nighttime. A lot of these systems falter at night. Mazda has programmed them to work correctly at night with the pedestrian detection. Also, you can see up here is in the Mazda emblem here. That's the sensor for the radar adaptive cruise control with stop and go, which makes commuting and long journeys way more relaxing. Another thing we're looking at here is these beautiful 19-inch wheels on the turbo model. These are a metallic black painted finish. They are 225/55 R19s. So that covers most of our front end styling. As we move over to the side, we're going to talk a little bit more about safety and convenience. We have blind spot monitoring as standard. That shows up right in the mirrors, very easy. In terms of convenience, again, they all have a smart key to them, so you just have to push this little button right here. And you can get in. This is actually, I wanted to show you to you unlocked actually first, but then you just press this. Boop. And power folding mirrors are available, which makes street parking a lot more convenient. So we love that. These are also accessory wind deflectors, or you can also use them in the rain, of course. You have your window open while it's raining, get a little more fresh air in. Power moonroof, standard on preferred trim and above. As we move to the back here, I want to talk a little bit about the ease of entry and exit. These are family vehicles. We have a nice low step in here. You can see this is where the body ends, but you have a lot of room to get in and out here, especially youngsters, very easy. Because if you look at the door seal right here, see how it wraps all the way around underneath it? That means clean pant legs for you. What else? We have a flat load floor here, which is super easy, so you can push stuff from the back and it's not gonna get hung up on anything. It's a nice continuous surface. I'm gonna delay a little bit or get off topic a bit and talk about cargo flexibility. This is super cool. You can see it's a 40, 20, 40 split folding rear seat. We love that for more flexibility. That way you can have 2 people back here. You can totally fold down the middle section, get long items in here, no problem, super easy. So there you go. We love that. Full LED tail lamp modules are available back here. These look awesome. While we're back here, we can also take a look at the little integrated kind of a roof spoiler there, which looks great. Mazda has real dual exhaust ports down here. No fakiness here. You can see those are the real exhaust ports, very sporty. Full LED taillights are available, and we have a power lift gate as well, which is super cool. Just push that button here and it'll open up for you. It is adjustable to different heights, so if you're a shorter person, or you have, let's say, a shorter spouse, or you have a garage where it's kind of low, this won't crash into it. So that makes your life a little easier. Little bit of underfloor storage here with the speaker and the sub for the Bose audio system, which sounds awesome. Now we also have the easy releases right here. This inner one is for the 20% one right here, you can see. Then the outer one, this will do the full section there, like you can see here. So very flexible in terms of cargo capacity. You can see that motor's down right there. And yes, there is safety stuff built in, so you don't have to worry about getting crushed to death or anything, because that would be terrible. Also, while we're back here, we have rear cross traffic alerts when you're backing out. That'll help warn you of vehicles that you might not be able to see that are coming this way or this way. Great feature to have. Lockable fuel cap, of course. And as we end up right here, back in the driver's seat, this is where all the magic happens. Mazda's craftsmanship on their interiors is second to none in the segment. My personal opinion, but I think you'll agree. Beautiful stitching here. This is all soft touch here. This red stitching is all turbo exclusive. So there's just red. I love red. Red's my favorite color, full disclosure. So we have the stitching all over the driver's seat. And it's in the center console trim here, which is padded. Look at that, it goes all the way down. And your shift boot is stitched as well, and so is your center console, and of course your steering wheel, because we have to tie everything in and be cohesive. Mazda focuses a lot of the design around the driver, so that certainly translates into their interior design and layout as well. You'll see we have memory seats, power lumbar, love it. What else do we have? A telescopic steering column, soft touch materials on the dashboard. Let's fire it up. Foot on the brake, that turns the button green. You can see this one has a screen in the middle. The dials on each side are physical analog dials. And it's just beeping at me to put my seatbelt on, but we're not going anywhere. So this is pretty customizable. You just have to press this info button here. You can scroll through. So I like the full analog view myself. I prefer the more minimalist approach, but you can scroll through and take a look at your different trips here. Your advanced driver assistance screen that'll give you, your lane keep assist, your lane departure warning information. When your service is due, nav and DTE information, distance to empty, and then back to off. And I kind of like how you can see at all times in the fuel display here, the 155 is your distance to empty. You can see we're just under half a tank, so kind of convenient. Let's back out a little bit more, check out a little bit more of these controls here. Really easy to operate steering wheel controls. No haptic buttons. You will not find those in a Mazda. You have a nice heated steering wheel. Yay, it's getting cold out. We also have, this is so you can check to make sure everybody in the back seat is buckled up. Obviously no one's back there, so we have 3 unbuckled positions. We have heated seats, we have cooled seats, and physical controls here. No touch screens, no haptic feedback, none of that. We have physical controls that makes it so much easier to use and to operate while you're driving the vehicle. And we have a normal shifter, which is not confusing, manual mode, up, down, and up in the correct position if you're a racing driver. Mazda MI Drive, let's check out what that does. That's Mazda Intelligent Drive. So now we have sport mode, normal mode, and off-road mode. We'll leave it in normal. All right. Now Mazda is one of the few automakers that still has a rotary controller here, and I think this is awesome, and obviously Mazda does too. Now here's the reason. When you are using a touchscreen, you have to look to see the button that you're pressing. You can't do it by feel, and that takes away from the driving experience. So we don't want that, right? So it might be a little confusing at first, but it's honestly not. I mean, this is the main menu. If you don't like it and think it's too cluttered, just press home, and you can just look at a clock. You have a nice minimalized display here, or you can press home again to bring your main menu up. So information, entertainment, communication, nav, and then main vehicle system settings. If you have Android Auto or Apple CarPlay plugged in, it'll show up on the side here, and you can press and hold the home button. It'll switch back and forth between the native Mazda system and the smartphone mirroring, which is a really great and easy feature. Again, to give you a look at the controls down here, we also have auto hold, which makes stop and go traffic a lot easier. Just take your foot off the brake when you come to a stop. Love that. The back button is right here, which is naturally where your thumb is located, which makes the system really easy to use. Your entertainment screen, the home button's in the middle, maps off to the right, and this is the favorites button. You can program this to do different things. Actually, it'll bring up your favorites that you have stored here. Let's see here. Like favorite radio stations and things like that. You can program different stuff. Push this knob this way to, or that way to track forward and back, volume, then press and hold to turn the system on and off. And you can press and hold it to mute too. Or of course you have those same controls on the steering wheel as well. So let's take a look at it running real quick, and we're gonna wrap it up there. I'm sure I forgot a few things, but I'm sort of a rookie. This is gonna be my first product presentation tour of the Mazda CX-5. Now it's beeping at me because the key's in my pocket and the car's running. Another safety feature, because we don't want to walk away and go to bed with our car running. So it does try to at least yell at you to prevent that from happening. So that's all I got for you. Thanks for joining me with this tour today. And come say hi to me at South Burlington Mazda and check out the brand and us for yourself. I think you'll love it. Thanks for sticking around, guys, and I'll catch you later. Bye.